Jeffrey thinks reading is for nerds. He hasn't read a book since Biff and Chip in primary school. Instead of reading and gaining the wisdom of his elders, Jeffrey spends his time overstimulating himself on the internet. He doesn't realize what he's missing out on. He's so certain that reading is unessential, that he doesn't have time for it, but he has enough time for video games, to watch porn, to scroll on social media, to pretend he's busy doing bullshit tasks. It's a shame. Jeffrey would see so much growth to his self-improvement if he just started reading. Adonis considers himself as a lifelong student. He searches far and wide for knowledge because he knows that knowledge, when applied, is power. And so you can routinely see Adonis retiring back to his cave, holding a multitude of books underneath his muscular arms. My god, just look at those arms. But how is this my job, bro? Did you just think of Adonis? My god, just look at his arms. You can perfectly correlate your success with how much you read. If you're watching this video right now and you consider yourself to be on self-improvement, but you don't consistently read, and I'm not talking about that you randomly read a couple of pages every now and then. If you don't dedicate at least an hour a day to reading, you're not growing anywhere near as much as you could be. And I get it, because just a few years ago, I was certain that reading books was pointless. If I did want the knowledge of a particular topic or even a certain book, I would just go onto YouTube and just watch a basic video on it. That is not the same thing. The true value of a book, how a book is truly life-changing, is because when you're reading it, it takes hours to read. And so for hours, your mind is focused on that particular topic. That makes you emotionally invest into it. That makes your brain generate so many ideas. So be totally honest right now. Why don't you read? Is it that you're so certain that you are right and all of the people who credit their success to reading books are wrong? Is it definitely true that you are right? Chances are it's not. Or maybe you're part of the group of guys who understands that reading is valuable, but you simply just haven't implemented it into your life because you don't have enough time. In my opinion, you don't have enough time not to read. I have over my wall reminders that reading and learning is the main task that I should be invested in. See up there. There was an interesting concept that I thought of just a few weeks ago. If you're young, you should be spending way more time learning than you are working. So many young guys I see want to work. When you work, you are cashing out your current brain power. But when you learn, you're leveling up your brain power so that you can cash out more of a reward later. Too many young guys want to cash out now and get as much money as they can right now. And that's why so many young people are totally fine with such a low salary or a business that isn't successful. That's why I hear of YouTubers or young businessmen who work for ridiculous, like 8-10 hour days. When you read books, it's kind of like you're being mentored by someone who's already successful. And you've got to have the humility to think that you don't have the right knowledge. We are all so certain that we don't need any more wisdom, that we don't need to consume. The truth is that we should not be consuming low quality garbage, but books that have stood the test of time, books that constantly keep getting recommended to you. That's the sign that you may not have been picking up for some reason. For years, I neglected reading because I was so certain that it wasn't valuable. I was certain that I didn't need to read or learn to do things. But it was only when I started to consistently read in May 2020, that's when my life started to actually go up. I remember the first book I read that actually got me out of my down bad days was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. And now I have that book right here as like a monitor stand. Years before that, I read The 4-Hour Workweek and The Millionaire Fastlane, and those books literally structured how I organize my business today. Why would I work when my current brain is a dumbass? Why would I not want my brain to be conditioned by people who are smarter than me? Chances are that you have way more time than you think, but your time is just being used up in certain tasks that wouldn't get you as much of a return on investment as reading would. And the truth is that you probably do waste at least an hour a day just watching YouTube videos like this one. Stop watching my videos and just start reading instead. Simple. There's a company called Shortform that previously sponsored one of my videos. They're not sponsoring this one, but I will have it linked below. It's like a book summary service which has so many self-improvement books that you can take the major learning lessons way faster than you can in a normal book. If you are short on time, then you can go to Shortform. Scroll down right now and click on the Shortform link. Also click on the share button underneath this video and send the link over to a friend who doesn't read but should. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.